Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? Welcome to another edition of the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. My name is TJ Jones. Thanks for checking out the podcast. I really do appreciate it. On this edition, we're going to be talking about Saints OTA'S. Now, the black and gold kicked off the 2019 season's organized team activities. I'll talk a little bit about that, but first, we got to talk about Gerald McCoy. Now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers released their multi-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle, and now he's looking for a new home. And of course, the Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are rivals, so the media asked Saints quarterback Drew Brees, what did he think about Gerald McCoy being cut by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? And of course, Drew Brees has been familiar with Gerald McCoy since he came into the league, since he came out of the University of Oklahoma. I'm talking Gerald McCoy. So he really knows Gerald McCoy. And he said that he has a lot of respect for him. He likes the guy. He's a high character guy, and he would love, not like, but love to see him as a New Orleans Saint. So shouts out to everybody that hit me up with this question. Do I feel that the New Orleans Saints need Gerald McCoy on their team? Now, this was a tough one for me. Now, when I first seen this question, I was like, this is a no-brainer. I mean, Gerald McCoy, for years, he has been wreaking havoc, man, and has been a thorn in the side of the Who Dat Nation for quite some time. So I would love to see Gerald McCoy. We have seen him play up close. But the more I think about it, the more I realize that Gerald McCoy, to me, and I don't like saying this, but Gerald McCoy, to me, over the past few years, has been damaged goods. It's the truth, man. He has been damaged goods. He has had issues staying on the field. He has been on and off the field for the past 3-4 years, and I think that's one of the reasons why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have decided to go in a different direction. They signed Ndamukong Suh. And Bruce Arians, who is now the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he wants to bring in his culture and his guys. And when you're doing that, you have to make some tough decisions. And of course, we know that Gerald McCoy, he is a Tampa Bay Buccaneer through and through, but the NFL is a business. Back to the New Orleans Saints, do I feel like he needs to sign with them? I'm just going to say no, man. I'm just not. I just can't do it. The New Orleans Saints need players that are going to be on the field that they can count on. If you look at the New Orleans Saints, the reason for their success last season is because they didn't deal with a whole bunch of injuries. They had one of the most healthiest teams in the National Football League. They didn't have to worry about guys being injured, guys being out. And when the guys were out, they didn't really affect the rotation. And when you have somebody like Gerald McCoy, yes, he can come in. Yes, he can produce. Yes, he can make some plays. You don't want to have a player that is going to be on the sidelines. We don't want to be looking for Gerald McCoy like we were looking for Brandon Marshall last year. You remember we were looking for Brandon Marshall. When is he going to play? When is he going to play? And he never did. I don't want to see that out of Gerald McCoy. Now, if the New Orleans Saints can actually get Gerald McCoy at a discount rate, maybe talk to him and let him know what the Saints are trying to do, they're going for it, maybe Gerald McCoy will consider. Maybe the Saints can cut back some of his snaps and he can come in a rotation, because Gerald McCoy, he is on the cusp of possibly being a Hall of Famer. Now, if he goes to the New Orleans Saints and the Saints win a Super Bowl, imagine how appealing that would be to a Hall of Fame committee when his number comes up. I'm just saying, that's something for Gerald McCoy to consider. But he does have options. According to sources, the Cleveland Browns are interested in him. The Colts are interested in him. There's even some talks to say that he is actually scheduling an interview with the Baltimore Ravens. So, the market for Gerald McCoy, it's pretty big. But the New Orleans Saints don't need to break the bank to try to get a guy like Gerald McCoy. But it would be interesting, I guess, to see him with the black and gold. But if it was up to me, I don't think I would just really, truly try to go all in on Gerald McCoy. But moving on to OTAs, the Saints kicked off the 2019 season organized team activities. Of course, organized team activities are not mandatory. It's guys who basically, under their own free will, want to come out and practice with the team. And the Saints had a huge turnout, man. We had the usual suspects. We had Cam Jordan. We had Drew Brees. But we also had some new faces. We had running back Latavius Murray. And, of course, we had tight end Jared Cook. Now, Jared Cook, of course, he has the big spotlight on him because everybody in the Who Dat Nation in the offseason has been on Cook watch. Everybody wanted the Saints to sign Jared Cook. And now he is a New Orleans Saint. And Drew Brees is very excited about having a tight end with the team. He talked about it in practice. He talked about how smart Jared Cook is. He talked about how much of a professional he is, how smart he is. He had a lot of respect for Jared Cook. And Jared Cook has a lot of respect around the league. A lot of people like Jared Cook. And if you're a Saints fan, you have to be excited because now the Saints have a tight end that they can count on. It's just that plain and simple. The Saints needed a tight end they can count on. No disrespect to a Josh Hill and no disrespect to a Dan Arnold, but these guys are not striking any type of fear into anybody's defense. But a Jared Cook can. Jared Cook led the Oakland Raiders in receptions. Think about that. This guy's a tight end and he led his team in receptions. Derek Carr was just looking for Jared Cook every single play. And now Drew Brees has him. Can you think about it? The Saints with their high-powered offense and Jared Cook, who is playing for an Oakland Raiders team who couldn't find a wide receiver to save their mama life last season. And yet he comes to an organization that knows exactly what to do with him, and he is going to produce. So if you're a New Orleans Saints fan right now, you have got to be excited. You have to be on the edge of your seat to try to see Jared Cook and Drew Brees in action. I know I am, because looking at the gleam in Drew Brees' eye when the question was asked about Jared Cook and what he thought about him, you have to be excited because you know number 9 is. And if Jared Cook, alongside Michael Thomas, along with Alvin Kamara, the New Orleans Saints can be a force to be reckoned with, and that can get them over that hump, and we can possibly be looking at the future Super Bowl champions. But I would like to know what you all think. What do you think about OTAs, and what do you think about Gerald McCoy? Go ahead and comment down below, like and share this video. This has been the State of the Saints podcast. Subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and hit that bell for notifications. And previous episodes are available on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio.com. Till next time, all I have to say is, who dat?